In London, England, where tonight the final week of season 16 will start in the Simulation Football League. 131 games have been played, and for some teams, it all comes down to this last week of regular season play. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, Simulation Football fans. I'm Jeff Melanishin, and joining me for this matchup is Eddie Gage. Eddie, London still to the playoffs, and sometimes a chance is all you need in this Simulation Football League.
SFL Nation, y'all recognize my voice. You know who it is. Say it along with me. What up, though? Jeff, it's been a while since we and you have been in the booth together and calling the game, and what greater way than to start it off with the first game of Week 12 action. We have two teams, London, hanging on by a thread for a playoff spot. Queen City looking to avenge a devastating loss from last week.
This should be a good one, but we talked about it earlier in the pregame meeting. London has a chance at the playoffs. What do you think they need to do in order to get this win that they need and stay alive in that playoff race?
I think they need to do what they've been doing as of late and find a way to get their halfback more involved in the ball game to give this offense a more diverse look and give this defense something else to think about.
Should be a good one. We'll get this kickoff started momentarily and get this Week 12 started. Final week of Season 16 upon us. And London in their all blackout uniforms, and Queen City in the white with the black pants. The ball's on the tee, and we are underway from Queensway in London, England. It's going to be fielded at the goal line as Queen City will get the ball first. Nice return up to the 26-yard line, and we will see Angus McLean for his first possession we'll see AJ Caswell with his first possession of this game.
AJ Caswell has a number of threats on offense. In my opinion, James Matthews Jr. is one of the better tight ends in the SFL. Let's see how much they get him involved today.
Caswell takes a shotgun snap. Pocket starting to collapse. Throws it across the middle, but it's tipped and almost intercepted as it falls incomplete. AJ Caswell last week in a 1-point loss to Lone Star Glory. He was 20 of 28, 159 yards, a 71% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
It was a shame that they lost that game. If you're a Queen City fan, they started that game off great, working on all cylinders on both sides of the ball. But unfortunately for them, their defense let them down in the second half.
So 2nd down and 10 for Caswell as he goes under center this time. 2 receivers to the bottom of the formation, 1 to the top, 0 in the backfield. Pressure up the middle, but able to find it, and pass is going to be caught for a pickup of 8 by the receiver Deezer Powell, who had 10 receptions last week for 98 yards and 1 touchdown.
This is his second season in Queen City, coming over from New Orleans, and Deezer Powell, he's one of the bigger deep threats throughout his career. Let's see if they get him going today.
So 3rd and 2 already on the first drive, already facing a 3rd down. Handoff to 0, and he's going to be blown up in the backfield as the London Knights defense coming up big, and that's Chris Joseph, the defensive end.
That play never stood a chance. Chris Joseph got a great jump on the ball. It's as if he knew the snap count. He was out of his stance before the right guard got out of his. Easy tackle in the backfield.
Greg Morrison, the punter for Queen City, will punt it to Dustin Zeck as the Queen City Corsairs went 3 and out on their opening drive. London will get the ball now. Nice spin move by Zeck. Another one breaks out of a tackle. Oh, he was almost down the sidelines, but brings it up to the 41-yard line. So, Eddie, I mean, that's got to be a good stand for London's defense when Queen City get the ball first and you make them go 3 and out.
It does, and our begin may have saved a touchdown with that tackle. He's getting involved on special teams. Had he not made it, they may have still been running toward the end zone.
So now Angus McLean, he was 19 of 25 for 151 yards, a 76% completion percentage, no touchdowns, and 1 interception last week in the loss to Fort Worth Toros. As it's going to be a handoff to Robert Merrill trying to get outside. He had a blocker, but was just a little bit quicker than the blocker getting outside, and only a pickup of 1 on the play, as being with the tackle was Albert Begin.
Left guard Tyler Cutback, if he was just a bit faster and not had maybe such a big breakfast this morning, would have got Miro out there in a flat for a big gain.
Jeff Berg in chat, Zek's getting dangerous on returns. Yeah, he looked really dangerous on that one and could have had a chance to go down the sidelines. So the ball up to the London 43. McLean pump fakes, looking across the middle, but it's going to be tipped and almost intercepted. But again, another tipped drill, and it falls incomplete. Won by both teams now.
That ball was late coming out. Angus McLean was surveying the field. His first option was not open, trying to hit his second one, but that ball came out just a bit too late. Almost picked off.
Begin with the pass deflection. Had the chance at the interception, but it falls incomplete. So now it's 3rd and 9 for Angus McLean, and he's going to go shotgun empty set formation. Pressure coming, breaks out of one sack, but the second one is there to clean it up. And now both teams have gone 3 and out as Jeff Duffy with his first sack of the afternoon.
Pressure breaks pipes, did not allow the quarterbacks to survey the field, come out in a 90-yard slants out of the gun straight formation. No time for the play to develop. He's on his back in a heartbeat.
This is the 7th meeting between these two historic franchises in the SFL. They haven't played since season 14. Seems like a crime that they're not playing every season. But the punt is away from JT Delaney, and that's going to be returned up to the 31. All right, Eddie, so we've seen both teams have one possession here. What do you want to see in terms of adjustments for both teams now?
Well, I like what London came out and did on their first drive. They tried to get the running game going, but was unsuccessful doing so. But sometimes it just requires patience. You got to have patience and allow those blocks to develop and get some stuff going downfield to open up the rest of your offense.
As well, now under center, bunch formation to the top for him, but it's going to be a handoff to Zero, and he's going to be hit in the backfield and dropped for another loss, a loss of 2. So both running plays have not worked as William Davidson getting credited with the tackle for loss.
William Davidson been around this league for a long time. He's seen it all. He was not fooled on the play.
William Davidson with 38 tackles on the season, 12 tackles for loss, which is 3rd, and 15 sacks. Taking a shot deep, though. Wide open receiver, caught down the sidelines all the way to the 35.
This time they came out and gun straight once again, and they ran all the receivers except for this one on a slat pattern, sent him up the field on a go route, wide open. Chris Curtis
down the sidelines, and the corner, Barry Barkley, the safety, having to come over and play the last line of defense and get that tackle, or else Curtis would have been down the sidelines and in for 6. So 1st and 10 from the London 35, Zero with the call, and he's going to be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So far early on, London's interior defensive linemen are doing a great job of providing pressure and limiting the holes in this run game for Queen City.
Chris Curtis now over 700 yards on the season. He's got 63 receptions now and has 2 touchdowns on the season as well. So 2nd and 10 at the London 35. Caswell looking across the middle, and he finds his intended target. And now down to the 19 and inside the red zone for the first time, as that's going to be Christopher Ochoa with his first grab.
Only his 17th reception on the season as Chris Ochoa. Was not expecting him to be the primary target, but he ran a go route and no one covered him as they were playing zone underneath.
So Big Fish in chat says London needs this game to have any kind of shot. Yeah, they need that, and then they need as little as 6-6 teams as possible so they can get that head-to-head with St. Louis to get them in the playoffs. Here on 1st and 10, handoff to Jet Zero. It picks up some positive yards for the first time, and that's going to be a gain of 2.
That's unfortunate, too, because he had a left guard out in front of him blocking, and he was just a little bit quicker out of his stance. That may have been a touchdown.
Sixth play of the drive will commence with A.J. Caswell in the shotgun formation. Trips to the bottom. Quick throw out on the out route. Pass is caught by Curtis. Tries to turn upfield, but it's going to be 3rd and 2 upcoming for the Corsairs.
Chris Curtis heavily involved in the offense thus far. They line up to the line of scrimmage, and A.J. Caswell calls an audible, grips it and rips it.
as well as strutting to the line of scrimmage. He will go under center. The defensive line, 4 down defensive lineman for London. They shifted on the play. Jet 0 is going to be hit and dropped in the backfield again. Cyrock Black getting in there with his first tackle for loss, and it drops them back 2 yards, and it's going to set up a 4th down. The defensive line for London, again, coming up big, Eddie.
William Davidson did not make the tackle, but he made the play, once again getting great penetration off the snap. You would think someone is in their huddle that's also in London's huddle because of the snap that they're getting off the ball.
We'll see James Scholl for the first time. Snap is down, kick is on the way, and it's good from 30 yards out. So the first points of the ball game go to Queen City as they got the early lead, 3-0. And that was one of the better drives that we've seen all game. Granted, there's only been 2 up to this point, but it was an 8-play, 56-yard drive resulting in a troll field goal.
Queen City on the road in a hostile environment. These fans are trying to edge their players on to win these last 2 games, sneak into the playoffs, and they're going to put a lot of pressure on this London team by putting points on the board first.
Troll will kick this one away. Zach will field it just inside the 5-yard line, brings it out to the 24. So now McLean, what adjustments do you want to see from London after that first drive? You said that they started kind of good with running the football, but they sort of went away from that, and that's when they went the couple incompletions, and before you know it, it was 3 and out.
Exactly. I mean, the running game is something that requires patience for any offense to be successful. It's not always going to work. 2 yards in the first quarter is going to turn into 3 in the second, 4 in the third. You just got to remain patient.
McLean dropping back 5 steps. Will look to the left side. Pass is going to be caught for the first down and up to the 37. So good first play there as that will be caught by Saren Storm.
Yeah, great play. They catch Queen City in what looks like a cover 2 defense as the corner's biting up playing the hash marks, and he's out, just runs right past him, turns around, looks for the football. Easy completion.
Easy pitch and catch, just like Eddie alluded to. And they kind of got a little bit of a pick from the referee as well. Gotta like when you have that. And plus, there's no penalty for interference. Throwing it across the middle, McLean will fire it, and the pass is going to be caught in another first down back-to-back as Benji Madsen this time with the first down reception up to the 49.
Every time I see Benji Madsen play, I always mistake him for a fullback. He's got that 40 number, and I have to remind myself that's a tight end. There must be a story behind him choosing that number.
First down and 10, getting close to midfield are the London Knights trying to get the ball for the first time inside Queen City territory, and they will. And that was another completion to who else but Benji Madsen as he gives a little showboat to the defense for Queen City saying, you can't guard me, and now the ball down to the 37.
Angus McLean can thank his offensive line for that play developing, being successful, because he had all the time in the world. Benji was not the primary target on that play. He had to wait for him to clear the zone, running across the middle on a deep drag for a completion.
McLean doing a good job of picking apart this Queen City defense. And already, this is going to be the 4th play of the drive, and they're already in Queen City territory at the 37. Handoff to Merrill up the middle, hurdles, and gets 5 yards before being tackled on the play by King Jamal.
Yeah, that time, Queen City was unable to provide any resistance in the interior of their defensive line, allowing the 5 yards to be gained on first down.
So already under 3:30 left to go in the first quarter. 4 down defensive lineman, linebackers adjusting on this play. McLean dropping back, pocket collapsing, and fires it. Pass is caught. Run after the catch for Madsen. Gets the ball inside the SFL red zone for the first time and down to the 14.
It is hard in this league to find one receiver open. London in this play had 2 receivers open in this play. It was just a matter of which one was his favorite.
All right, so real quick, what are you seeing now from London on this second drive that they're doing well outside? I know they're just picking apart this defense, but Queen City, the defense they played really good on that first drive.
They did, but as we all know, offense gets paid too. They had a good chance to go on the sidelines after that first drive and get a look at what Queen City was doing.
Going across the middle again, and this one is caught by Storm and gets it down to the 5. Going to set up a 2nd and 1.
This London offense right now is humming. Everything is going right. They're using this short passing game to exploit this Queen City defense.
Queen City, now would be the time to get a stop and maybe hold London to a field goal. We'll see if that can happen. McLean, 5-step drop, looking to the end zone, pass is caught, easy pickings as Benji Matson did most of the work on that drive and now gets into the end zone for his first touchdown of the afternoon.
Yeah, and if Queen City is going to have any success against London, they're going to have to find a way to defend that play. They've dialed it up 3 times on this drive. 3 times they hit Benji with it, and all 3 times they had another receiver on the opposite side of the field wide open as well.
So the 3rd touchdown of the season for Benji Matson is a big one as it gets the home team on the board, and they get the lead for the first time with 2:23 left to go in the first quarter. We'll see Jack Lewis now attempt the extra point. Snap is down, kick is on the way, and that one is good through the uprights, and now 7-3 is the score. London on top of Queen City. That was a 7-play, 80-yard drive. So both teams on their second possessions going over 5 plays in the drive. Queen City with 8, London with 5. London has the lead 7-3.
Yeah, the difference in this ball game thus far is their production in the red zone. Queen City turned it into 6 points with the touchdown. London had to settle for a field goal.
Lewis will kick it away, can be fielded in the end zone and brought up to the 21-yard line by Christopher Ochoa. And we'll get the starters because there's been a lot of action. So AJ Caswell, the quarterback. You got Jet Zero, the halfback, and Hubba Kimbrell is the fullback. Receiving core, Deezer Powell, Christopher Ochoa, Chris Curtis, and the tight end, James Matthews Jr. Caswell will line up under center on this first down and 10 play from their own 21. Kimbrell and Zero in the backfield. Caswell will look to Zero, but he's going to be hit and dropped. Cyrock Black was the first one to get a hit onto Jet Zero, but then the swarming London Knights defense converges, and it's a loss of 4.
Anytime you dial up a screenplay, you have to watch out for the defense playing man coverage because there's going to be, if he doesn't get blocked by one of those one of those offensive linemen, it's going to be a long day in the screen game.
1:46 left to go in the first quarter. Empty set for Caswell. He pumps, fakes, and he's firing it to the open receiver. That's going to be caught and getting close to the first down marker. They're going to say he got the first down. So a first down there is Mark Weirmer was able to get the first down.
We talked about the last drive about London making adjustments on the sidelines once they saw what Queen City was doing. And now we're looking at Queen City, who's also made adjustments, looking for ways to counter against that defense.
Down and 10 for Queen City. Split back in the backfield behind Caswell on this play. It's going to be 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom for him. But he's going to fire on the out route. Pass is going to be caught by Curtis. But only a pickup of 3 on the play and tackled inbounds. Defense swarming to the football. We'll get the starters for the London Knights defense. Dean Sami, Chris Joseph, William Davidson, Chad Rowland make up the defensive line. Jeff Gagne, the middle linebacker. Cyrock Black and Tyler Mack Scarborough are the outside linebackers. Tanner Hendricks, Brandon Ewing, Emmanuel Blackman are the corners. Marquise Reed and Barry Barkley are the safeties. So 2nd down and 7 for Caswell. He's going to throw it to Zero out of the backfield. And he's going to pick up 4 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3.
Jet Zero made something out of nothing because when that ball was thrown to him, I was saying to myself, that's going to be a gain of absolutely 0 yards. But he used his athletic ability to get outside the shoulder of the defender to pick up 4 yards.
30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Handoff to Zero, but he's going to be hit again. And it seems, Eddie, that the Corsairs are running Zero on these 3rd and shorts, and they are just not working for him.
Not working at all. As I said earlier, London, their defensive line is not to be messed with. They've been a thorn in the side of a lot of teams this season.
That's the end of the first quarter. London on top 7-3 in front of their home faithful. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this. You're watching the SFL on twitch.tv. Back to Queen's Way in London, England. I'm Jeff Melanician, my broadcast partner Eddie Gage, and stats for us this afternoon is Greg Soto. Appreciate Greg for stepping in for this one. 4th and 2, and again, going to be another punt for the Queen City Corsairs. Punt is away, and Dustin Zeck is waiting for it. He's had a couple good returns already. Fields it, a spin move, and gets it out to the 29. So probably the worst starting field position for London in this football game.
It is, but they've already set the tone with their last drive of what needs to be done to put points on the board. Let's see if Queen City's defense makes those adjustments. Angus is a big quarterback, Jeff.
Yeah, he is. I would like to receive passes from him, but I don't want to be the one tackling him because I'm kind of short, so that wouldn't work. Handoff for Robert Merrill, and he's been used.
Oh, he's hurt.
Not at all. Oh, no. He gets the carry, and on probably his third carry of the game. Yeah, he only had 2 attempts coming into this, so his third carry, and he is injured.
Unfortunate. He went down immediately, and only I can think of is just there's nothing really evident right there of what happened to him. Hopefully he's okay.
And I called the Charleston game against Portland last week, and that one was very injury prone as well, with Swearingen and Maccaro going down in the first quarter. So hopefully nothing serious for Robert Merrill, and he could come back into this game. 2nd and 4, any information, we will pass it on to the viewers. McLean on 2nd down will fire it outside tonight, and a nice spin move, and gets the first down. As Max Strong on the reception, and it's a first down for London.
A tale of 2 stories. Albert McGinn is in the chat saying he hit him hard, while Jeff Duffy is apologizing for him being hurt. They're on the same team, Jeff.
Empty set for McLean, thrown across the middle. There's Benji Matson with another first down. And just like that, back-to-back first down plays for the London Knights, and they're inside Queen City territory.
Benji Matson coming down with his 5th catch of the ball game here early on. We're just in the second quarter.
Trying to make a case for early player of the game. Benji Matson on fire in this one. McLean under center, 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. But he's going to look to Strong out of the backfield. Makes a nice adjustment to make that catch, and only picks up 3 yards after it as King Jamal with his 2nd tackle on the afternoon.
With Strong being a backup running back, you just wonder about his endurance. Hopefully Robert Merrill is not out for this contest, but if he is, it's going to really test the endurance and how much shape Strong is in.
2nd and 7. Angus McLean under center. Got Strong in the backfield. 5-step drop. Pocket starting to collapse. Fires it to Strong, but he's going to be hit. And the defense for the Corsairs is there as Sean Moore will get credited with the tackle. We'll get the starters for the London Knights on offense real quick. Angus McLean, the quarterback, and Robert Merrill, who we just lost, is the halfback, but filling in is Max Strong. Receiving corps, Saren Storm, Vin Kalia, and Dustin Zeck, and Benji Matson, the tight end.
That pass was lost to Strong on that last play. You got to give him a chance to make a play.
That's all players want, is just be able to make a play. Throwing it across the middle. Matson, nice adjustment for the catch, and that's a first down, as his 6th reception on the afternoon is a big one. First down for the London Knights.
Now, did you see how much zip he put on that ball? There was hardly any air between the ground and that completion. That's how Max Strong wants the pass delivered to him.
He's got to be able to go back into the huddle and be like, come on, McLean, you got to be able to fire me the football like you did just there to Benji Matson.
Exactly.
But who knows? On the pecking order, he might not be that high to be able to say anything. As McLean dropping back, he will fire it. Nice pass is caught and moving the football. And, man, this offense and Tony Phillips with a grab and pick up a 4, 2nd and 6 for the Knights.
I'm no expert on offense, but I believe there was gun base open. London is digging deep into the playbook this week.
Got to bring out all the stops when, your season can go away at any point in this week, especially week 12. McLean dropping back, moves around in the pocket, throws it, but it's going to be intercepted. King Jamal in the right place at the right time. McLean fired it right to him. He didn't even have to move.
He did not. Picking up his 4th interception of the season. That was probably the easiest one. He just dropped back into a short zone. He's got 2 receivers running to the same area, so he doesn't have much to think about. Just easy pitch and catch.
And a good drive for the London Knights is all for naught as the 21st interception on the season for Angus McLean takes points off the board. The defensive line shifting for the London Knights. Handoff to Zero, trying to get outside. He's got some blocks downfield. Good first run, and it's going to be a gain of 10, and going to be 2nd and inches upcoming for the Corsairs.
That was the best block that Jet has gotten all day. And like I said earlier, it just requires patience. You got to let this defense suffer some kind of fatigue. They aren't going to get out of their breaks quite as quickly as the game progresses.
Seemed like the momentum was starting to turn in London's favor, and then the interception happened. And a good first play of this drive for Queen City. A handoff to Zero, breaking out of a tackle, breaking 2, but the third one. And Tally Mac Scarborough puts an end to that one. 3rd and 1, and actually a loss on the play for Jet Zero.
It was. That reminds me of a run that Colin Hart made versus us in season 14 where we stretched him out wide and he ran over 3 defenders to gain 4 yards.
Defensive line adjusting again for the London Knights. Looks like pressure coming up the middle, but they back out of it. Pocket starting to collapse for Caswell, but he throws it to the sideline. Dipsy-do, and a nice little play, nice little toe tap. 1st and 10. Nice reception up to the 42-yard line.
James Matthews Jr. looking like a wide receiver, Jeff, on that play, able to keep his toes down, stay in bounds until he got the reception.
Someone took some ballerina lessons in the offseason, or maybe last week. Wow, James Matthews Jr., ladies and gentlemen. Nice little play on the sidelines. 1st and 10. Queen City up to their own 42-yard line. Again, the linebackers adjusting this time. Handoff to Zero. But again, they're going to say he gained a yard on the play. But Dean Sami there with the tackle.
Yeah, I don't know what they were looking at when they said he gained a yard because the defense was all over that play.
2nd and 9. Caswell under center. The defensive line adjusting for London. They've been adjusting a lot on this series. Dropping back 3 steps. Throwing it across the middle off the hands of Curtis and incomplete. Kind of lollipop that throw. Oh, man, that's not good news. Robert Merrill's going to be out for this game.
Very unfortunate. Torn ACL. Wow, I mean, he was just early in the contest and he's already out. But trust me, I know the feeling. Hang in there, Robert.
Yeah, it did really, because normally you see ACLs on the non-contact, and he was going up against a tackle. Maybe his leg just twisted up. But Robert Merrill will be back for their game against Houston on Wednesday. So 3rd and 9. Caswell throwing on the run. Completes the throw to James Matthews Jr. Gets the ball to the 34.
I got to give AJ some credit. Stood in the pocket very tall, knowing he was about to absorb a hit right in the ribs. Stood tall, ignored the defender, and threw a strong dart out to the receiver.
Wow. The veteran, AJ Caswell, making it look easy out there. 1st and 10. Linebacker shifting on this play, so ball down to the London 34. Jet Zero. Breaking out tackles. He's loose down the sidelines to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Queen City. They regain the lead.
Jet Zero right there, Jeff, made the moves that you normally see a slender quarter running back like DJ Moses or BDG Hollywood make. He was just a fullback last season. Watch this cut right here. Dips off to the left, and he is gone. And then shows the speed to not get caught from behind, running it in for 6. Touchdown, Queen City.
Turn the afterburners, and Jet Zero did. He hit that NOS button as soon as he got into the open field. And now we will see James Troll attempt the extra point. 9-7 currently. And a nice run by Jet Zero definitely you like to see that, especially after London was bottling him up all game long. Stabs down, kicks on the way, and it's through the uprights, and good. So now Queen City back on top by 3, 10-7, Eddie.
Well, you just talked about that, Jeff. I mean, you have to remain patient with the run game. It's not always going to be there, but if you remain patient, that defense starts to fatigue, and they aren't going to get off the snap at the hike of the ball as great as they did in the first quarter as the game progresses.
So the 12th rushing touchdown of the season for Jet Zero is a big one, and a 7-play, 79-yard drive with that 34-yard touchdown run by Jet Zero. Dustin Zek on the return brings the ball up to the 27.
London gave up a big touchdown run there. 5 minutes left in this contest. They want to hold on to this football and try to find a way to come up with points, limiting Queen City's opportunity to get the ball back as the time expires in this first half.
5:17 left on the game clock in the first half of play. Angus McLean under center. Got Strong in the fullback in the backfield. Dropping back 5 steps, looking to the left side. Pass is going to be caught by Kalia and brought up for a gain of 7, 2nd and 3.
They were looking for Matson again, but this time they had him covered a bit better. Dumps it off to a secondary receiver and picks up 7.
Take a look at Dustin Zek making his way out to the right on the top of the screen. McLean under center. Linebackers adjusting for Queen City on the second down play. Throwing it across deep, and it is caught inside Queen City territory. Kalia again to the 44.
The only man opening that route, I'm not sure where he was in the progression pattern, but the 2 other receivers were covered very well, and that ball is just out of the range of Albert Begin to come down with that completion.
Another great throw from Angus McLean, trying to put that interception. He had a possession behind him. 1st and 10. He'll be under center, Angus McLean. He's got Strong in the fullback in the backfield. Dropping back, looking to Strong. Can't break out of the tackle. Going to be a loss of 1 on the play. And Eddie, you were talking about it as Ted Haynes gets his tackle here and a tackle for loss. You were talking about it, getting Strong enough opportunity to make a play.
Yeah, but that time he had no chance. Wasn't able to get any zip on the ball because there was pressure in his face right away. The left tackle did a horrible job of defending that play.
2nd and 11. 1 yard behind the original line of scrimmage. McLean dropping back 5 steps. Pocket clean again. Wide open throw. And a nice conversion to Benji. Matson gets the ball to the 28.
That was his best throw of the contest. Angus McLean had to get that ball high and outside. The only place that Benji could come down with the football. Look at that. It's great defense by Queen City. Just better offense by London.
Eddie, he had to throw to the other sideline as well. So a nice little throw there to the other hash. And now Angus McLean got the ball at the 28 of Queen City, looking to get inside the SFL red zone. Pocket starting to collapse. Throws on the run, but it's intercepted again. Back-to-back interceptions for Queen City. This defense is coming up big.
Very unfortunate because I believe Angus got fooled on that play because they lined up, and at first look, it looks like they're in man defense, but they actually drop up out of there into a zone. And I'm almost positive that Angus was fooled on that play.
Jared Crow with the interception. And Queen City back-to-back interceptions of Angus McLean. And now they got the ball at their own 19. Looks like a running formation here on 1st down as AJ Caswell is under center. Full house in the backfield with Jet Zero all the way at the end. And he gets the ball, but he is stuffed 1 yard behind the original line of scrimmage. Tanner Hendricks coming down and making the play.
Queen City has tried a number of times in this ball game in its first half already of getting that left guard out there in a sweep or a power play, but London is having nothing to do with that.
Linebackers adjusting again for London. It's Caswell under center. Kimbrell and Zero in the backfield. Block downfield. Zero turns on the Jets, but Oh, just wasn't able to break through. And a good play. Gets enough for the first down. Zero looking really good here on the last couple of drives.
Jeff, perhaps Queen City heard me because they took this play and they made it personal because they sent out another sweep or power play, this time off to the right side, and Jet Zero was able to pick up the first down.
Jeff Gagne was the first one to slow Zero down. And then the cavalry came from behind and busted that run up. So first down and 10 up to their own 35. Caswell under center, got two receivers to the bottom of the formation. Kimbrell and Zero in the backfield, throwing it on the run. Pass is somehow caught to Powell, and a big play and another big reception for Powell. Gets the ball inside London territory to the 49.
I saw Mighty RX in the chat earlier today come in and let his presence be known. I believe Queen City this time came out in a 3-dog T look. First time we've seen it this afternoon.
And there's the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to go in the first half. And we'll be back from Queensway right after this. You're watching the SFL on twitch.tv. Last 2 minutes of the first half of play. I'm Jeff Melanishin. My broadcast partner for this one is Eddie Gage and Greg Soto in chat. Deck! Down goes Caswell. 2nd and 16. William Davidson, ladies and gentlemen.
William Davidson, some people may not know, is actually the owner also of this London Knights team. You cannot hold the ball too long against this front four of London.
Six yards behind the original line of scrimmage. Caswell, short drop back, fires it to Curtis on the left side. Pass is caught, regains some of the lost yardage, and it's going to be 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9 coming up. It's being an obvious passing situation. Can the Queen City offensive line hold up long enough to get this pass off downfield for completion and keep this drive alive?
3rd and 9. 2:05 on 3rd downs are the Corsairs in this contest. 6th attempt on 3rd down, throwing it across the middle on a slant route, but that's not going to do it. And it's going to be 4 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, it's just too many yards to go in a situation like this when London's defensive line is just pinning their ears back, ignoring the run game.
Mick Weimer with the reception on the slant route, but it's going to be 4th and 4 upcoming for Queen City, but they're going to be looking to pin London deep in their own territory. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website, simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy as the ball's going to be down at the 4-yard line.
I thought his right foot actually stepped into the end zone, but the referee had a better look at it than I did.
Worst starting field position for London will commence with 37 seconds left to go in the first quarter. This could be the last series for both teams here, depending on how this one plays out. McLean already with 2 interceptions on the afternoon. Throws it off the hands, and it's intercepted again. 3 interceptions for the Corsairs defense. King Jamal has 2 of them.
Jamal, that's so unfortunate. That ball dropped right out of the receiver's hands into King Jamal's hands, and he's made a number of plays these past couple of weeks in the SFL.
Holy moly. So now AJ Caswell and the Corsairs offense will get the ball at the London 20, already in field goal range as the defensive line adjusts on this first down play for the Knights. AJ throwing it, caught to the 2. Chris Curtis.
We got Queen City here trying to take advantage of the misfortunes of this London offense. And if they give up a touchdown here, it's going to be so disappointing as they were within 3 at this point.
A gain of 18 on first down, and now it's 1st and goal from the 2. 27 seconds left to go.
Look at this defense of London. They should walk into the end zone.
Hand off to Zero. He is in. Trucks over defender Marquise Reed as he enters Painter. Second rushing touchdown of the game for Jet Zero as the Corsairs extend their lead. Looking to go up 10 with the extra point.
6-man front, corners off. It was just a matter of him getting a good block there from the fullback, which he did, Hubble Kendrell, and he walks into the end zone for a touchdown.
At insult to injury, Marquise Reed shot at the end of that play as well. So James Troll on to make this a 10-point game. Or can London come up with the block? Snap is down. Kick is on the way. And it's through the uprights and good. 17-7. Queen City on top. That drive. 2 plays. 20 yards. And a 2-yard touchdown run by Jet Zero.
Yeah, you can see Hubble Kimbrell on the sidelines and in chat congratulating his tailback Jet Zero for running it in. Jet Zero should be giving him the football and saying, thank you, you're welcome.
Or maybe when they go into the end zone, give him the ball to spike it.
Yeah.
You always like big guy spikes in the end zone. Like offensive linemen, fullbacks. Fullbacks are players too. As Zek gets the ball up to the 26-yard line, if you're just joining us, it was a 3-0 lead early for Queen City before London got on the board. But then 3 straight interceptions for Angus McLean has literally gave the Queen City Corsairs all the momentum that they needed. And 2 Jet Zero touchdown runs is where we stand. 17-7 with 19 seconds left to go. McLean will fire it out on the out route to the right side. Pass is going to be caught by Zach, and that's going to be a pickup of 4.
Do you think at all that London's going to be aggressive here and try to get in position for a field goal, or he's going to be content with walking to the locker room down 10?
I think they are going to be somewhat throwing the football because we have not seen Strong run the football since he's been in. Also, Robert Merrill, if you're just joining us, is out for this game with an ACL. He will be back on Wednesday as McLean will fire a pass. It's caught breaking out of a tackle as Callie Hutton breaks it up to the 41-yard line with 7 seconds left to go. They do have 3 timeouts remaining if they so choose, and they will take one with 3 seconds left.
London has ran this play out of various formations the entire day, and Queen City has yet to stop it. Yet they find themselves, Queen City does, up 10 here late in the second.
Zach not happy on the sidelines, giving a talking to Angus McLean.
About those 3 interceptions.
Yeah, probably. The 2.
That last one was not his fault, though.
Yeah, no. That one was not. But then you threw one right to Jamal King, and then Jared Crow in the right place at the right time as well. So 3 seconds left to go.
Oh, my goodness.
Pocket collapses, and down goes McLean. Looks like a little corner blitz action for the Corsairs as they get home.
Yeah, it was, and he was too quick for the left tackle to get out of his stance. But as soon as he got out of his stance, it was already too late. He was already by him. And wow, I mean, talk about meet me at the quarterback, Jeff.
Kappa Jones and David Tilley meeting at the quarterback. And so, Eddie, we've come to the end of the first half of play and into halftime. Kind of an entertaining first half of play with London. With Queen City getting the lead first at 3-0. But then we had a Benji Madsen touchdown at a nice possession on that drive for London, marching down the field on Queen City. But then a couple of turnovers, and look at that, points off turnovers, 14. And that's why Queen City has the 17-7 lead.
Absolutely. In a fast-moving first half also, Jeff. I like the offense by Queen City. They've come out, they started out slow with the run game, but once they got that run game going, it opened up everything else. Chris Curtis made a couple of big plays. For London, they've had a success out of the short passing game. As you see here in the replay, they've been getting Benji Madsen involved several times throughout this contest, but they have not been able to stop it and sustain drives. And as a result of that, these untimely turnovers, they find themselves down 10 here to start this third quarter.
If you're just watching the highlights, there's that first interception with McLean throwing on the run across his body and threw it right to King Jamal. Then here, this is that touchdown run where Jet Zero, he kind of put everybody on notice on that run, and just the defense for London not able to corral him at all. And then here, this is going to be another interception. Again, throwing it on the run, and Jared Crow at the right place at the right time. And really, this defense for Queen City has just come to play, and it looked like London had opportunities to put this game pretty much on ice maybe in the first half of play, but give credit to the Queen City defense.
Absolutely. I mean, both sides of the team gets played to play ball. I mean, no one wants to get embarrassed out here. As you see that interception right here bounces off the fullback's hands. First of all, that's an odd predicament to put the fullback in, trying to catch a football over his outside shoulder on a 9 route like that. They're not comfortable doing that, so I'm not even sure that's even a part of the playbook, because it's just something he's just not accustomed to doing. And then you see here on this replay, Jet Zero walking into the end zone against a 6-man front on the goal line. Just not smart play calling there. There's a lot of football left to play, and London's playing for their playoff lives, literally. So I'm sure they're gonna make some adjustments here in this second half and try to get this back into this contest.
Yeah, I mean, outside of losing Robert Merrill, I mean, he only had 2 attempts before that third rushing attempt that got him injured. So we really haven't even seen Max Strong run the football at all for London. So London has gone really pass heavy, and hopefully with them being down, it can actually work in their favor, as Dustin Zek will field it and bring the ball out to the 26-yard line.
London with a chance to start off on the right foot, try to put some points on the board, or at least flip this field. I'm sure they've been in the locker room throughout the half, getting a good talking to by their head coach and offensive coordinator. Hopefully they can get rid of these turnover problems and march downfield and have some success here.
Greg Soto on stats for us as we're here in the second half of play from Queensway in London, England. McLean will fire it again into double coverage, but it falls incomplete. Cabot Jones there with the deflection, but also looking for Benji Matson.
Looking for Benji Matson. As we talked about, Queen City made those adjustments. That play was available to London all game long throughout the first half. Queen City makes adjustments and take that play away.
The other voice that you're hearing is Eddie Gage. I'm Jeff Melanishin. So second and 10 from their own 26. Defensive line and linebackers adjusting here for the Corsairs. McLean will hand it off to Max Strong, trying to go up the middle. He does, only for a gain of 1 though.
Weak jokers. Queen City is packed in tight. They're thinking run all the way. And did a great job of containing Strong to a 1-yard gain.
3rd and 9 for London Knights. Upcoming, they are 0 for 2 so far this afternoon on 3rd down. McLean in the shotgun formation. Bunch set to the bottom of the formation for him. Defensive line adjusting for the Queen City Corsairs. Pockets clean, throwing it across the middle. Pass is caught by Dustin Zek, and that's a first down. And on the first drive of the second half, London has a first down up to the 37.
That was actually great play design there by London. They sent the tight end on the inside, straight up the field in the 9 route, opening up that middle area of the field for a nice completion.
First down and 10. Just starting the second half of play, Queen City on top 17-7 as we open up week 12 of season 16. Boy, oh boy, I can't believe we're already here. It's Benji Matson. He's getting close. He's going to be inches short of the first down marker. Tried to break out of the second tackle, but he's going to be brought down. Second inches upcoming.
London has done a great job of manipulating their offensive playbook to run this play out of various sets, and they had great success with it. Benji Matson is forever thankful for this playbook this week.
The 8th reception and 2 yards short of 100 on the afternoon is Benji Matson. Handoff to Max Strong, and he's going to get just enough for the first down before Sean Moore able to make the tackle. So London bringing the ball up to their own 48.
Marching downfield, he's not going to have the success that Robert Mira perhaps would have, as he is the backup, but if he can just pick up first downs in second and third and short situations, that's all they can pretty much ask for out of him.
staying with the run to Max Strong. He's got a block, and he's able to pick up 4 yards on the play before Jared Crow sends him to the field turf and already inside Queen City territory to the 48.
Very interesting play call by London right there. Previously, they've been sending out a strong a power O on offense on that play. This time they come out with a strong power O, and if Robert Miro is back there, that'd have been a significant gain for London.
They're going to go empty set with Angus McLean with nobody around him. Takes the shotgun snap, throwing it across the middle. Pass is caught, and a nice conversion for the first down is McLean trying to put the interceptions behind him, and a nice reception there and had to corral the low snap.
That was a dangerous throw right there. I thought he was going to head to Benji Matson yet again as he was the more open receiver, but be that as it may, it's a completion and a first down for London.
Bencalia with the reception, getting it to the 31 of Queen City. This is the first drive of the second half as London kicked it off in the first half, so they got the ball to start. Throwing it, and the pass is caught by the fullback coming out of the backfield, and he takes a pop at the end of that play, but able to pick up 9.
He's also the individual that fumbled earlier, and he must have heard me talking about him not being exactly athletic enough to come down with such a catch, but he did so right there.
That was the interception off the tip drill that King Jamal, with his second interception. Angus McLean pump fakes, throws it just before he gets hit, and falls incomplete.
No one was open. He was trying to wait for the screen to develop, but Queen City did a great job disguising the defense there, and incomplete pass. He was lucky he wasn't sacked.
Keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at SFL Simulationfl. Follow us on Twitter for weekly broadcast schedules to discover team content and stay up to date on SFL news. Let us know who your favorite team is or how you enjoy the broadcast each week with the hashtag #MakeAnImpact. Thanks for your support and viewership throughout the season. McLean dropping back, but going to fire to Strong, and he's going to power his way, and he's going to try, but it's going to be just 1 yard short of the first down marker. And again, Sean Moore there on the stop.
You wonder if Robert Miro would have been able to come down with that ball and pick up a first down. They only needed a yard, unable to get it, and now London is threatening to go for it here on fourth down.
Gutsy play call here, the first one of the afternoon for 4th and 1 for Angus McLean.
It's about a half yard, but do they take the risk with their backup running back in the game?
Ooh, I don't like this. They could be burning a timeout that they're going to need in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's a very interesting decision right there. I personally would have just brought the field goal unit out in the first place. Again, with your starting tailback, Robert Miro, out of this contest, I would have just brought in the field goal unit and settled for a 3-point field goal attempt.
McLean back to the sidelines, and we will see Jack Lewis attempt his first field goal of the afternoon.
Second time we've seen Angus given the business by the head coach.
Yeah, Dustin Zach really laying into Angus McLean in this game. But again, I mean, burning that timeout, that could be costly if London is right there in that fourth quarter. We'll have to see how the game plays out as Jack Lewis sends the ball through the uprights from 39 yards out, and that is good. So now it's a 7-point game, 17-10. London down 7.
Yeah, they made some adjustments at halftime and come downfield, and they had to settle for a 3-point field goal attempt, but they do put points on the board. And as you said, it's now a one-score game.
The longest play drive of the game just happened with London. They went 11 plays. They went 54 yards and it made the field goal from Jack Lewis. Now Jack Lewis will kick this one away to Ochoa, who fields it just at the goal line. A spin move and brings it out to the 25.
Now a little bit of pressure being put on this Queen City offense. They want to maintain this lead and, keep that pressure on London. So they want to try to march downfield and get some points of their own. Let's see if they can do it.
See the first possession of the second half for Queen City now with 6:30 to go in the third quarter. And a free play for Caswell. He's going to throw it. Pass is caught And it's going to be only a gain of 4 or 5 on the play, but they will probably take the penalty as they were able to get the line for London to jump early.
Yeah, they're definitely going to accept this penalty.
The SFL broadcast team is looking to add new talent to our ranks of broadcasters. Applications are now being accepted to try out for either play-by-play or analyst broadcasting positions. No prior experience is required, just a love of the game and a desire to succeed. The application can be found on our website at simulationfl.net/broadcasting. 17-10 from Queensway in London, England. Caswell on 1st and 5 will fire it, but it's going to be intercepted on the sidelines. Emmanuel Blackman read that like a book, and it's going to be first down for London.
Emmanuel Blackman played free safety in the SFLM this past season, moves over the corner and gets a great break on the ball. I think that was cover too hard that London did right there. That takes away the out routes. He breaks on the ball and comes away with a great interception. That's a highlight reel catch right there.
First interception of his career in the SFL, so congratulations to Emmanuel Blackman. First down and 10 from McLean. We'll fire it. Oh, that one was almost batted away, but it's into the hands of the receiver, Vincalia, and that's going to be a first down for London.
I once again got to give credit to London. They must have saw something on film because they've ran this play at least 10 times today out of different formations, getting the same result. They're looking for either Benji Matson on an out or Vincalia with an out on the other side of the field, and it's been open all day.
Out into the SFL red zone. Queens to the Queen City 17. McLean dropping back 5 steps. Pump fakes. Throws it into a heap. And it's picked off. 4th interception on the afternoon for Angus McLean. And the ball is brought to the Queen City 14-yard line.
I'm not sure why he threw the ball there. I personally like to see him throw that ball to Saren Storm, who looked like he was wide open. And when he walked into the end zone, probably got to tackle around a 2-yard line or so. But again, Saren Storm was wide open. He had his defender beat and elected to look away from him.
Reigns with his 5th interception on the season and the 4th in this game for Angus McLean. Again, points off the board, and that's been the story for London in this game this far. Throwing it across the middle to Powell up to the 31. AJ Caswell to Powell. The connection has been working.
I wish I would have got a better look at that play because they came out and would look like man defense and 2 defenders went after the tailback out in the flat.
17-10, Queen City on top of London. London needing a win to just stay in contention for the playoffs. They need as little 6-6 teams as possible, throwing it out wide, and that's going to be enough for the first down. And a nice play by James Matthews Jr. to get the first down. And we saw that, a nice grab in the second quarter. And makes another one right there.
Yeah, and I thought London might challenge this play, but I thought he got it. I think that was his left foot down at the initial look. But we'll see if it stands.
So we'll see R62, who's been used has not been used at all, actually, in this contest. Only 1 penalty, and that came on the first drive for Queen City, just around the 6:30 mark of this first half. Ooh, so they're going to rule incomplete.
I thought he got that left foot down, as I said earlier. That's disappointing.
And really, that would have been big because if London would have had that challenge fail, they would have had 1 timeout for the rest of this second half of play.
Yep.
So now it's going to be...
Jeff said that clearly was out.
Clearly. 2nd and 10 as Caswell barking some audibles at the line of scrimmage. We'll fire it on the out route to Chris Curtis. Makes the reception, turns upfield. It's going to be 3rd and 3, pick up 7.
That's the first time we've called Chris Curtis' name in a while. You know, I remember him being matched up with Stephen Hacker back in the day before Stephen went on to Fort Worth, and they were a dangerous duo.
Yeah, that was one of the best receiver duels that we've probably seen in a long time in the SFL. But Chris Curtis already up to 6 receptions, 77 yards. So the leading in terms of yardage as Caswell takes a shot deep, intercepted by the Knights. Tanner Hendricks coming down with that one. Could be maybe a turning point that London needs. But now we've seen the turnover bug rear its ugly head in this one, Eddie.
Tanner Hendricks, I've said it many times. I think he's one of the better cornerbacks in the entire SFL. He's big, he's physical, he's very athletic, and I just love watching that guy play. I think it's the first time we've called his name today, but he's always been one of the better corners in the SFL, in my opinion.
Now London, Angus McLean back at their own 32. Defensive line adjusting for Queen City. Short drop. And we'll fire it on the outright, but off the hands and incomplete. Oh, man. Incompletion for London. It's going to bring up second down.
Yeah, unfortunately he was trying to keep his concentration on staying in bounds, making it a legal catch by staying in bounds, and just took his eyes off the ball for a moment.
Second and 10 now for Angus McLean, who's going to be under center yet again. Max Strong in the backfield. Zach and Kalia are the receivers out wide. Kalia to the top, Zach to the bottom. But we'll throw it to Strong off the hands. Incomplete. Third down upcoming for London.
It's off his hands and his face mask there, Jeff. And that's why he's a backup.
Is SFL still using Stickum? Because that might be an option for Max Strong. Reminds me of the Little Giants movie with the guy who put Stickum on it, and he didn't know what to do with it, and he has his hands on his uniform. Third and 10, though, for Angus McLean. Low snap, but corrals it. He's going to look to run, but throws it on the run. Pass is caught by Matson, breaking out of a tackle down the sideline. The tight end giving some love to the London 32, but there is a penalty marker down.
That's going to be against Queen City for a face mask on Benji Matson.
Face mask against Jared Crow downfield, as you'll take a look at it here on replay. He's getting his hands a little too high and getting inside the face mask. So again, a big play for London.
Benji's having himself quite a great day today, but he can thank his quarterback for showing his athletic ability to scramble around, find time, and wait for Benji to clear the zone. That was a great throw.
A great blocking by the offensive line to give Angus McLean enough time to do his dipsy-do in the backfield. Sometimes you don't get that much time. McLean throwing it, batted up in the air, and incomplete. Cabot Jones able to break that one up.
Both of these teams seem to get nervous in terms of their quarterback. Anytime they get within the red zone, it's almost as if they're afraid to go out there and win this game.
And Eddie, I mean, this just has the feel of a playing game for London. Just any play that just is, it seems like it's bigger than the last one. And with that tip up in the air, you just didn't know if it was going to fall into the hands of Queen City like it has all game or what. Is that one? Another nice read by a corner breaks that one up. Pharaoh Reigns, who already has an interception, and gets the pass deflection there, third down.
Both of these quarterbacks need to get the memo that both of these teams are playing very aggressive with their cornerbacks. I mean, he's barely even moved off the line of scrimmage, and he still decided to throw that ball out there. He's lucky that wasn't going back the other way.
This was intended for Dustin Zek. Meanwhile, Benji Matson up to 134 yards on 9 receptions, the leading receiver in terms of receptions and yards for London. So a big play, and it has 1 touchdown. The lone touchdown for London in this game. Defensive line adjusting for Queen City on this third down and 10 play. Pocket collapsing, throwing across the middle, incomplete. Diving attempt by the receiver for London falls short, as Paul Hyder was the one that was trying to catch that. But it's going to be fourth down, and so we'll see Jack Lewis attempt his second field goal opportunity in the second half.
I thought that ball was actually intended for the fullback once again, number 44, Corey Tuff. But due to the pressure on the quarterback, he had to get rid of it and was not able to get an accurate throw.
Now Jack Lewis looking to make a 4-point game. Snaps down. Kick is on the way. And it's through the uprights from 37. So now it's 17-13. Still a touchdown will give London the lead. The first lead that they've had since it was 7 will be the first lead since it was 7-3 early in the first quarter. But now it's time and up to the London defense, who just had a big interception by Tanner Hendricks and turned that into points.
London, for the second time in the second half, has to settle for 3. And you just wonder if that's going to come back and bite them if they lose this game. But their defense is keeping them in it.
Third quarter has seemed like it's been going on and on with 3:15 left to go. Very entertaining football game from Queensway in London, England, as Ochoa brings the football out to the 21. All right, so we've seen a couple of interceptions now for A.J. Caswell. He's got 2 on the afternoon. Eddie, what do you want to see here from London, and especially A.J. Caswell here on this drive?
Well, as we know, Robert Miro's out for the game. So, is out for the game. So for London, you're talking about, but right now they're on defense. They got to find a way to remain aggressive. And look at these quarterbacks here on this drive.
And we'll fire it to the out route. Pass is caught by Powell. Easy pitch and catch. Able to pick up 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 3 upcoming.
Yeah, they actually kind of fooled them on that play a little bit. They come out very aggressive. They got the cornerbacks and the safeties right up on the line of scrimmage. But once he hiked the ball, they both bailed up out of there. I thought they were going to be more aggressive there right there with Tanner Hendricks. He's already got 1 interception on this day, so he can do it. I like to see him involved in a little bit more press coverage.
So now 2nd and 3 for A.J. Caswell under center. Got Kimbrell and Zero in the backfield. Handoff to Zero, and he's got enough for the first down. Able to get the ball up to the 33-yard line. And that's the first time I think we've seen Zero run the football in the second half.
I don't know if you caught it, Jeff, but linebacker Cyrock Black took a shot in the chest. I'm surprised he was able to get up.
Bubba Kimbrell laying the wood, blocking for Jet Zero in this game. And now Queen City on first down. They're going to go empty set. Caswell starts the time, throwing it across the middle. Pass is caught by Ochoa and gets the ball enough for the first down up to the 43.
Yeah, that time London bailed up out of there, and pretty much every eligible receiver was open on the play on the right side. Easy pitch and catch for Queen City.
So the 4th play of the drive already, 22 yards gained on this drive. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Zero is lined up to the right of A.J. Caswell, who's in shotgun. Takes the snap. Pocket starting to collapse. We'll fire it underneath. Pass is going to be caught, but only for a gain of 2.
It's only for a gain of 3, but I like the decision. No one's open downfield, and rather than, force something that is not there, he just checks it down, picks up 3 yards, and stays ahead of the chains.
Zachary Mingus on the reception. 2nd and 7 upcoming now for A.J. Caswell and the Corsairs offense, as he's barking out a little bit of audible at the line of scrimmage. Short drop. Going to fire it to Powell. Pass is caught. Hendricks with the tackle. First down, Corsairs.
I love that play. The slot receiver ran a little out route, and they were actually playing the edges, leaving the receiver on the inside wide open. I think that was Deezer Powell with a great catch.
Visit the all-new SFL League website at www.simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player to join our community, the league, and the teams that play in it. Links to apparel, helmets, and comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,500 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy, as Powell went back-to-back receptions and a pickup of 4 on the play.
Thank God that was a very accurate throw, because Tanner Hendricks was lurking and looking for another one, Jeff.
He's had a couple of big games with some big interceptions this season. Like you said, probably one of the better cover corners in the league that we have in the SFL. And he got the big interception just a possession ago. As Caswell throwing it, and the pass is going to be caught again by Powell, as this has turned into the Caswell-Powell show down the field. And that's a first down to the London 29.
39 seconds left in the third quarter. Does Queen City remain aggressive here as they approach and close in on the SFL red zone? or do they get conservative?
Looks like a running formation. We'll see. Maybe trying to get the defense to jump. It will be a handoff to 0 up the middle and only a pickup of 1 on the play. Very conservative play call at this juncture, but William Davidson with the tackle.
That formation and play call was a staple of Queen City offense when Jet Zero was a fullback, and I couldn't stand trying to defend it.
2-1, and that is going to do it for the end of the third quarter. Put your fours up in chat. It's going to be a good fourth quarter from Queensway in London, England, but until then, we'll be back right after this. As you're watching the SFL on twitch.tv. Four-point game in Queensway in London, England. I'm Jeff Melanish and my broadcast partner Eddie Gage and Greg Soto on stats. As another pickup of 1 on the play for Jet Zero, setting up a 3rd and 8. As Tanner Hendricks will get credited with the tackle.
Yeah, Tanner Hendricks making his name be known by those throughout Queen City. As the defensive line got a good push up front, allowing Tanner to come in and make that tackle.
Caswell, empty set, shotgun formation, but it's going to be quads going out with the tight end. There they go. Throwing it across the middle. Curtis has enough for the first down. Takes a pop at the end of that play, but enough to move the chains to the London 18.
Smart quarterback play right there by A.J. Caswell. This 9-season veteran sees the 3-strong defense being applied by London. Sits back, waits for the receiver to clear their zone. Easy pitch and catch.
Linebackers adjusting at the line of scrimmage. Handoff to 0. Breaking out of tackles and dragging bodies for a pickup of 8. It's going to be 2nd and 2 upcoming for the Corsairs.
This looks like the offense of Queen City back in season 14 today on this drive with these plays being called. And you just wonder if they dug back in the history books to put a drive like this together in a playbook.
One of the oldest teams in the SFL. One of the more storied franchises in the SFL as well. 2nd and 2. Going back into the history books for some of the playbooks for their plays in this one. Caswell, shotgun formation, looking to the end zone.
Oh!
It is incomplete. The receiver, the tight end, James Matthew Jr. came down with it. Not able to get his toes tapped.
I don't know how he even caught that ball. I thought that was going to be deflected and possibly intercepted. Wow. I was speechless after that one, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm surprised they incomplete. But anyway, we're back to 3rd down. Caswell to the end zone. This time, Deezer Powell gets into the end zone and extends the lead. Not something that the London Knights defense wants to see. Still plenty of time, though, left in the 4th quarter. But looking to go up 11.
Looking at the replay, I think that was 50 XZ cross where you got 2 eligible receivers lined up on one side of the field, and they literally just cross each other up trying to throw off the defense. They do that, and DJ Powell is a beneficiary of a touchdown. He's having a big day today.
His 4th touchdown grab of the season. And Powell, 81 yards on 8 receptions, and now the touchdown. As James Troll will come on to attempt the extra point. Snap is down to make this 11-point game. Through the uprights, ain't good. 24-13 now is the score from Queensway. A 13-play, 77-yard drive. So the longest play or longest drive in terms of plays for Queen City on that drive, and just when they needed points to extend the lead.
Queen City has had a number of close losses this season by a single drive, a single score, and you just wonder what could have been had they found a way to turn those losses into wins.
The return by Zach up to the 24-yard line. The SFL's 3rd season of minor league action starts Friday. This upcoming Friday, April 16th, the day before Wild Card Saturday. All new players will take the field for the first time as they prepare themselves to be drafted into the pros. Want to get on the field? It's never too late. Visit simulationfl.net to join our Discord community and to create a player and start building your career today. Angus McLean on first down. Pocket starting to collapse. Gets out of it.
Goodness.
And will scramble for a pickup of 3 on the play. Good recognition by the veteran quarterback.
It was. And if he wasn't so big, perhaps he would pick up a first down. But Angus, as we said earlier, he's one of the bigger quarterbacks I've seen.
He definitely was not shy at the buffet tables, that's for sure, growing up. 2nd and 7 from their own 26-yard line, under 9 minutes up to go in the fourth quarter. Down 11. Pocket starting to collapse. Breaks out of a sack. Throws it. Oh, incomplete. Looking for Benji Matson.
You know, it's hard to blame Angus on that one because he had big guys chase him all over the place, ready to take his head off. But if he just settles himself down, as you said, he would have found his tight end, Benji Matson, wide open for a nice game.
Man, looking very agile in the pocket. Looks like tight coverage from the Corsairs on 3rd and 7. McLean throwing it across the middle. Oh, off the defender and incomplete. Jared Crow will get credited with the deflection, looking for the tight end, Benji Matson, but again, incomplete, and McLean just a little off on that throw.
Benji Matson has been targeted 12 times today, more than twice than any other eligible receiver for this team.
JT Delaney will come on to punt the football back to Queen City. Meanwhile, tomorrow on Next Level Sports and For the Fans, don't miss a minute of heart-pounding SFL action tomorrow, the final full day of regular season action. Coverage on For the Fans starts early Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Yes, you heard that correctly. 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 if you're Central Time, with Florida and Jacksonville, followed by Fort Worth and Lone Star at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Action shifts to Next Level Sports at 2:30 with Los Angeles battling Vancouver for the Pacific. The SFL on Next Level Sports and For the Fans, we put the fan in fantasy. All happening tomorrow. Set those clocks, set your alarms for 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time as a run by Jet Zero for a pickup of 1. And Eddie, that's going to be around, I want to say 8:30 for you guys, if I'm correct, in Arizona.
That's how I'm definitely going to set my alarm clock. That's 7:30 my time.
But that's what you get in Week 12 in Season 16. 2nd and 9, pickup of 1 for Jet Zero on the last play. Caswell dropped it back. Pocket collapsing. Down he goes.
I give London a lot of credit because they're playing very aggressive with these cornerbacks all day today. And that's unfortunate if you're a Queen City fan because if he would have had another second or two, he had a receiver running a streak route down the field. I didn't catch the number, but he would have been wide open.
Ed Rowan, linebacker turned defensive tackle, getting in there for his first sack and a big one, setting up a 3rd and 13 for A.J. Caswell. Quads to the top of the formation, throwing it out, batted up in the air by Hendricks, and falls incomplete. And again, I mean, London getting a stop when they needed to get this ball back.
Jeff, when is Queen City going to get the memo that that Tanner Hendricks is not to be messed with?
Sooner or later, maybe AJ will get that through that, maybe we shouldn't be testing him all that much, especially after you just saw him pick off a throw in the 3rd quarter. Wild Card Weekend on Next Level Sports will be on Saturday as the SFL playoffs take center stage with 2 of the 4 wild card matchups. Coverage starts at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time with the best teams, the best broadcasters, and the most exciting sim football of the year. Stay tuned to the SFL on social media at Simulationfl for matchups and kickoff times. The SFL on Next Level Sports, we put the fans in fantasy. Already gearing towards the playoffs. 1st and 10 now. Angus McLean will get the ball at their own 31. Dropping back, moving around in that pocket, throwing it across the middle. Dustin Zeck with the grab of a pickup of 4.
Angus McLean is going to walk back to the sidelines after this series is over, upset with himself because he had Saren Storm wide open on the corner route and did not see him. He would have walked in for a touchdown.
He's going to want to throw that tablet that they're using in London away when he sees what he just missed on that play. 2nd and 6, McLean under center barking out some signals, and it's going to be a handoff to Max Strong. We have not seen a lot of him, and he's going to pick up 5 on the play and going to be 1 yard short of the first down.
I think that's his actual first carry of the ball game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I believe it's the 3rd that he's had. He had a couple on 3rd and like shorts.
I know he had a couple catches, but okay.
3rd and 1. McLean under center. They get the free play. Will they take advantage of it? No, it's going to be a sack, but they will get the first down as Queen City helping out London's cause.
I cannot help but to go back. I mean, Saren Storm was wide open. I mean, there wasn't anyone within 15 yards of him. He would have walked in for a touchdown. That's so unfortunate.
But the drive will continue as Tina Begin will get credit. Just getting a little too antsy at the line of scrimmage, pretty much, in encroachment. So we'll pick free, easy 5 yards. Now the ball for London is up to their own 45. 1st and 10, 24-13. London still down 11 as the linebackers adjusting, moving around, looking like they're going to bring a blitz. They stay close to the line of scrimmage, and it is a great play call as they get Strong for a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, and with just under 6 minutes left in this ball game, they need to scrap the running game, which will starting tailback already out of it, down 2 scores.
Now 2nd and 11, 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. For McLean, who's under center, drops back 5 steps, looking on underneath to Benji Matson. Makes his 10th grab of the afternoon, and only a pickup of 2 on the play as Albert Begin will be credited with the tackle.
Benji having a big game today, but he traded all in for a W. If they can find a way to come back.
3rd and 8. London is 2 of 8 on 3rd downs in the afternoon. Quads will go out in passing formation as Benji Matson's going to be just inches short of the first down marker, not able to get across the first down. And it's going to be 4th and inches to the Queen City 45.
Outside of field goal range, they're going to be forced to go for it here on 4th and 1. Jack Lewis was a number 1 draft pick, but even he can't hit it from this far out.
Five-step drop. Taking a shot deep. Oh, what a hit on the receiver out wide. The tip knocks it away. Queen City's defense coming up big as they get the ball back at their own 45.
Great ball that Angus put there, but man, that safety came out of nowhere and laid the lumber. Someone needs to check their receiver for concussion.
Kappa Jones. Whew. And that's not even going to show up in the stat sheet. But boy, Dustin Zach is going to be wondering where he is on the sidelines. So 1st down and 10 for Queen City. Caswell under center. Got full house in the backfield with Jet Zero. Handoff to Zero trying to get outside. Jeff Gagne slows him down and the cavalry comes. Marquise Reed able to close it out for a loss of 1 on the play.
Great job by the defensive line, stretching them out, allowing the guys on the back end to close in on the football and tackle him behind the line of scrimmage.
Linebackers adjusting for London. 2nd and 11. Caswell under center. Kimbrell and Zero in the backfield, but this just seems like they're just trying to take as much game clock as they can. Handoff to Zero. Going to be at midfield. Pick up a 6 on the play. 3rd and 5 coming up.
Do not tell Hubba Kimbrell that this game is over because he is out there. And I didn't catch the number of the defender. I think it was the defensive end, but he laid him out.
Been doing that. You said that he laid out Cyrac Black, just a couple of possessions ago. Definitely looking to he was definitely told to put a hat on somebody, and he's definitely done that and then some in this game. So 3rd down and 5. Defense for London backed off 5 yards. Caswell taking the shotgun snap, taking a shot deep. Deezer Powell with the grab. 1st down to the London 32.
He's a Powell's coming up clutch here in this fourth quarter. He helped him get a bigger lead, and now he's trying to help secure this win with a number of big catches so far in the second half.
Able to find the spot between Tanner Hendricks and the safety coming down. So now the ball at the London 32. London has 2 timeouts. They lost one when on a fourth down play in the third quarter. They let the play clock go, trying to draw Queen City off sides. Linebackers adjusting for London on this first down play, looking to get a stop or maybe even an interception. A pick 6 would be magical for them to keep playoff hopes alive. Jet Zero with a carry and a pickup of 2 on the play. And just to let everybody know, if London gets the win, they still need some help. They need as little 6-6 teams as possible after this game.
They do, and they already have players in the Twitch chat saying good game, but apparently they have not been around long enough to see some of these miraculous comebacks.
We've come to the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter play. Last 2 minutes coming up right after this from Queensway in London, England. You're watching the SFL on twitch.tv. The final 2 minutes of the season for Queen City. London still has a game on Wednesday to play with Houston that was rescheduled. Breaking out of a tackle, Jet Zero, but going to be tackled at the line of scrimmage, and there's the second charge timeout for London. They got 1 remaining at 3rd and 9 upcoming.
Jet Zero showing some great individual effort, but he needs to get some help from his offensive line if they're going to get a successful run game going consistently moving forward.
Now to the London 30. 3rd and 9 for Queen City. They're 5 of 11 on 3rd down. Caswell, 7-step drop, looking to the sidelines. Pass is caught to Powell, and that's a first down. He gets out of bounds to the London 16.
That time they actually tested Tanner Hendricks, who lined up in press coverage, but he's got a tall order trying to defend Diesel Powell, one of the better deep threats in the entire SFL. Didn't get any pass rush up front, and it's just too much time for him to be asked to cover a receiver for that long.
1st and 10, 1 timeout remaining for London. And so the best formation, if you're on the winning side, the victory formation, is Caswell will take a couple knees. There's 1 and a timeout by London. They got no timeouts remaining.
No timeouts remaining. They will get the ball back, but it's going to be very hard pressed for them to find a way to come back and win this game.
And Eddie, everything was in London's favor. They had the lead 7-3. They knew what they had to do in order to at least get into the conversation or to stay in the conversation for playoffs, but just the mistakes that were made, the throws, just Queen City came out with their defense a little bit better prepared than London.
Yeah, I think those turnovers in the second and third quarters were the doom and what sealed the fate of this London offense today. And it just put too much pressure on his defense, who for the most part played a pretty good game, but the starting field position for Queen City was great for them today.
A minute 17 left to go, just taking time off the game clock now. 3rd and 13, so London could have the opportunity of getting the ball back, as the knee right there by A.J. Caswell, and James Troll will come on for the field goal.
James Troll will come on from the field goal, and London's going to get this ball back with about 20 seconds remaining, and I just don't think it's going to be enough time for them to muster enough offense to come back in this one. It's going to be a tough loss, but London, throughout this season, as I commented on before the season, has made great strides, and I look forward to what they can do should they be able to keep this team intact and not lose too many key players off this roster.
So for Queen City, they will improve to 4-8 on the season as the field goal is through the uprights and good, 27-13. So a 2-touchdown lead for Queen City in this game, as London will fall to 4-7 on the season, but they still have 1 game remaining with Houston coming up. Meanwhile, San Diego and Portland is currently underway with Stephen Hacker and Gerald Giudicetti over on the SFL YouTube. And then coming up at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we got Atlanta and Louisiana with Colin Northrup and Rick Northrup on Twitch. 4:30 is St. Louis and Tulsa, Eric Vinson and Kate Stevens on Next Level Sports, and a nice return for Dustin Zeck to the 29. Just to close out the rest of the Saturday slate at 5:10 roughly, it's going to be Houston at Mexico City with Tyler Falk and Aaron Alexander on Twitch. And then at 6:40, Las Vegas taking on Denver with Mike Daggs and Matt Wilson on Next Level Sports. And then to close out Saturday slate. Yep, and then closing it out at 7:20, Arizona. Eddie's team going to Sioux Falls with Jack Brown and James Walters on Twitch on that call.
You know, we talked about the rise of these London Knights, but the same thing can be said for Queen City. They're going to finish the season at 4-8, and despite their record, they had a number of one-score losses throughout the season. Tough losses, including a very tough one last week to Lone Star, who had to come down from, I believe, a 3-score lead at one point, and due to a onside kick and a great comeback by their offense in the second half, Queen City is on the rise as well. If they can find a way to keep their players intact and keep their roster, I see good things in their future as well.
Queen City is looking if anybody's still in the Discord, if anybody's in the Discord channel and wanting to move up into maybe a bigger role, Queen City is looking for some of that for the upcoming season, as Queen City will get the lead or will get the win here as 7 seconds left to go. But yeah, you were alluding to 35-34 last week, 13-10 loss to DC, 21-6. Okay, a 2.2 score game there, but there was just a couple losing streaks for Queen City. Just did them in this season, where a couple of those 1-score games, a couple of those maybe 2-score games turn into wins for Queen City. They're right there in the thick of it. Is at the last play, McLean going to take a shot deep downfield. It is caught to the 1-yard line, though. So, wow, what a throw from Angus McLean, as Queen City will get the win 27-13. Eddie, just give the viewers at home watching on Twitch your final thoughts of this one.
Turnovers in this game made the difference in this game. But between the second and third quarters, you know, London just had some bad turnovers deep in their own end that gave Queen City a short field to work with, and they turned them into points. And that, to me, is the difference in this ball game. You know, they really missed, their running game and Robert Mero being out early with a torn ACL, and it just made them one-dimensional. It put a lot of pressure on this passing game, and they were unable to get over that.
4 interceptions for Angus McLean, 2 for AJ Caswell. The leading receiver in terms of yardage, you can look no further than Benji Matson, 144 receiving yards, 11 receptions. Deezer Powell had 10 receptions for 113 yards, 1 touchdown. Just a good all-around game. But Eddie, if you had to venture as to a player of the game for this one, who would you give it to?
Oh, wow. They may look to AJ Caswell, although he did have 2 picks. Deezer Powell had 10 catches. It was very hard to do in this league, coming up with double-digit catches and a touchdown. So perhaps they look his way as well.
So right after this, go ahead and tune in to YouTube, as you got the San Diego Mavericks taking on the Portland Fleet right now, live from Portland. As, man, just London had everything they needed lined up just to at least stay in the conversation, not able to get it done in this one, 27-13. Again, you alluded to it, the turnovers just killed them in that second quarter into the third, and just not able to get off the schneid, as we'll get the player of the game for this one.
With 2 touchdowns, he does not.
Deezer Powell, 10 receptions, 115 yards, 1 touchdown on the afternoon. So on behalf of my analyst, Eddie Gage, Greg Soto on stats, executive producer Cameron Irvine, I'm Jeff Melanisha, and this has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League. Once again, the final score, 27-13, as we kicked off the final week of Week 12. Be sure to tune in and stay up to date on the Broadcast Alerts channel for other games coming up and playoff implications. Until next season, have a good Have a good rest of week 12, everybody.
Arizona, I love every last one of y'all. Thanks for coming. Good night, and drive home safely, everybody.